Welcome back to the Reality Guys. I'm your host, Billy Blanks, joined as always by my co-host, Brian,
Sure, everybody.
Brett,
All I want to say is I solved that logic puzzle in a minute and 5 seconds. And don't call me a liar because I did it. It's true.
Whoa.
and friend of the show, host of the Strat Chat podcast, Kyle Petty.
Good day, guys.
I didn't time myself on the puzzle. I didn't think it was that bad either. We will definitely get to that. This is Survivor 45, episode 9, The Sword of Damocles. Don't worry about if you don't really understand the Sword of Damocles thing. That was so convoluted, and there could have been way better episode titles for things that actually I think mattered. Basically, the idea of the Sword of Damocles is like if you continue to do well in challenges and win immunity, you're going to become a target. It's like, yeah, no duh. Like, welcome to reality TV. Like, no crap. If you keep winning, people are going to probably want to get you out. Like, am
Right.
I missing anything here?
That's why
Yeah,
we're
that's
here.
like something you'd say season 5. This is season 45.
Right.
Episode 9.
We've done this 40 times over.
Right.
One of the first lines in this episode was "Cheer, Kel, love you, girl." I like rolled. Although I thought it was one of the funniest lines, like right off the "Love you, girl." Like Kelly is like it. Like Kendra is not gonna have a great time this episode, right? This whole thing is weird. Bruce doesn't until we get to the immunity challenge have a great time this episode. This episode starts with Bruce really bummed out to find out that like people were going to vote him out last week and that Kelly thought he was super annoying. He refuses to help work in the camp. He's like pondering if he's been ruining his daughter's life, and he's gonna go home and talk to his wife and daughter and ask if he's an asshole or not. Like, I honestly genuinely enjoyed the beginning of this episode with like the meltdown. What did you guys think?
I did feel bad for him for like 5 seconds when he's like questioning his own family life. But once you have a kid, like you'll be like, I think about that shit all the time. Actually, right now, it's like, am I gonna like do something stupid later in life where my kids will be like, you suck? And like that's what I thought about for a second. I was like, I kind of get what he's saying, but it was funny. Like we'll get to it later, but I mean that's kind of I agree with you. It was a good part of the episode, but I did feel for him for like 5 seconds.
Yeah, I feel bad for him, but it was definitely funny. Like he's got to go home and ask his daughter, like, "Oh, I treat you like I treated Kelly and Kendra and all of them," and they all said I suck. And Katura, is his daughter a Katura? Oh, we don't know. I want the deets on that.
That is
Juicy
true.
deets, spill it.
Kyle, what do you think about Bruce this week?
Yeah, it's really hard for me to feel bad for Bruce, really, in any sense of the word or phrase, because like you're not really doing anything to better yourself in this. Like you don't even really look like you have your heart in it. Like, all right, so you're winning immunity challenges, and I certainly think that's interesting, and like it's super, super fun. But at the same time, when there's an advantage up for grabs, like, I know I missed last week's conversation, but like, when you're talking about even like the Survivor auction and watching his behavior in that, like, there's literally like, there's no grit in your game at all. There's no like, let me go and get this. Like, there seems to be no motivation to actually like do well at all. Like, how else are you going to come off? Like, you just look like somebody who just doesn't really like give two craps. And it's like, ugh.
But he's won 2 immunities other than that. So
No,
Yeah,
for
and he has
sure.
an idol.
he has. Yeah, we're performing well. You have that, and it's like, but when you look at everything else, like
Maybe this is what turns the tide for him.
maybe,
I
maybe,
wonder
and
that.
I'm certainly intrigued by that too. Like,
I wonder
there's a
that,
world where
but
that
like,
happens.
I kind of feel like for Bruce now, he already was kind of the odds-on target before winning his idols, right? And now they kind of lay that groundwork in Tribal Council, this sort of Damocles whole idea of like, oh, now they'll be able to, with a straight face, even though it wasn't their initial reason, they'll be able to say like, yeah, Bruce, you are a target. If they vote him out next week, it's like you won 2 immunities in a row, man. Like you're building a great case for the final. Like blah blah. In reality, they're like, you're annoying and we don't like you bossing us around and stuff. But like honestly, the guy is winning now. So like there is a justification in both ways now to make this guy a target. And so I would be surprised if he isn't a main target within the next 2 weeks again. I don't know if you guys disagree.
I agree. If he uses his idol right, then yeah.
Yeah, he's got an idol. That's true.
he's got some pretty good upside, I think, at this point. Like he's got like the everyone hates me arc that Emily has. And now he's got like the, oh, I win shit and I have an idol and you can't get rid of me arc. Someone even said it in the episode, like, we just can't get rid of this guy. I think Caleb at Tribal was like, he's been safe 16 out of 17 days. And I was like, damn, like honestly, if he gets to the end, he has a very good potential of winning this game, even though everyone hates him.
It would just be in his presentation, right? He would need to say it the right way, present it the right way.
Yeah, I think that's a different conversation too, like whether or not like Bruce actually has like car in this race, like to actually win it, because I think a few things need to happen before we get there. Like we're going to need a little bit more than what we've gotten so far.
Yeah. If you're Bruce, you got to tell people like, hey, look, I'm the only returnee of the season. You target me because I'm a threat, and you didn't, or you failed and you suck because of that. And now I win.
Right. I'm not so sure though that he was targeted just because he's returnee. Only Emily did that. The rest of them are only really targeting him because Katora has poisoned their brains into the fact that Bruce is just an annoyance. But I don't want this to come off as I'm not Bruce's fan club. Like I don't.
No, we know what you're saying. We get it.
I just like to play devil's advocate here. But I do think that Bruce is starting to really like build a resume here, where like, what are you going to say? Like if he keeps winning these immunity challenges and he keeps getting to carry this idol forward that everyone knows he has, like it very easily could get to a point where you can't deny this man anymore because his game lit up after merge.
I think the 90 minutes helps though, because every person I think at this point really has a shot at winning because they have more time to be on TV.
90 minutes has served Survivor well this season. I've been pretty consistent with that. We've been up and down with Amazing Race on being 90 minutes, but Survivor I think has held really well. Along with this kind of Bruce subplot, and the whole thing was a running theme this episode was people realizing that where their positions are in their respective alliances, right? You kind of started the beginning of the episode with Katura talking to Kendra, like Katura realizing that she's probably on the, she knows she's on the bottom of, if she goes with the old Reba, she'll probably be at the bottom of the old Bello too, but she thinks it may be better for her. We talk about Emily, where she realizes that with, Austin and with Drew also having two other people that they're also equally or maybe even more so committed to. And that's what Emily is starting to kind of think. It is it's interesting to hear. And again, this is like what you said, Brett, probably a good product of the 90-minute episodes is that we are getting people to be able to vocalize that camp life and make us aware of how they're feeling so we can kind of be a little bit more informed about the conversations and maybe the decisions they're going to end up making. So how do you guys kind of feel just like in the statuses of the alliances, like the factions right now in the tribe?
That's interesting too, because there's a lot of layers here. Because Emily's placement in this situation is getting interesting. She is the last remaining Lulu, right? But you almost wouldn't remember that by the ties and the connections she has with everybody else. Even without a vote, people are going to her to have conversations with her about what's going on. So like you can't deny her impact on the social dynamic going on here. But I mean, you can't deny the Reba 4 either. There's a lot of different like factions kind of going on here.
Brett, what do you kind of think? I mean, you and I were kind of talking during the show, but I think we kind of know who the power broker we think is.
So you said to me that you thought Dee was the power broker. She makes all the decisions. That's true. Julie had a confessional where she said that she would take Dee to the end of the show. Dumb. I don't know why she's thinking that, but that force seems to be very strong. However, Emily is aware. Emily's on the prowl. She's coming in. She's going to scalp Dee. She's going to turn her people against her. And however it shakes out, Emily's going to end up at the end and win. And but I think Dee, obviously, she's a big target. Austin's a big target. Drew is a guy that doesn't seem to be a big target, but he gets a lot of confessionals that are very good / entertaining. So I wouldn't be surprised if he even won at the end. But I think Austin and Dee are, they're going to get attacked at some point.
Has Drew done anything?
A lot of confessionals.
I just feel like yeah, I see him so much, but I'm like, what has he done except like almost not get to dig his idol up, forget his idol at camp when he needs it at a tribal council. I mean, he's like, what has he done? Like, that's the kind of thing about this 90 minutes. It's like you're seeing a lot of people like that. You're like so much, and like, why am I seeing this person? Because they really haven't done anything. That's why, like Bruce right now, like he's the only one who's really done a lot. He's won the only two immunity challenges since merge, and that's like kind of a big deal.
Austin has two idols, so he's done
Yeah,
enough.
no, yeah,
Right?
he will. He has the things to do things later, but
However, we hear more from Drew, right? So like, why?
yeah, yeah, right, right,
Is he
right.
funnier? Is that why we hear from Drew? Does he destroy Austin at some point?
Yeah, because the preview for next week looks like they're gonna try to target that foursome. So like, well, I guess we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, like why are we seeing some of the people we're seeing when they haven't really done anything? Like we're seeing a lot of Julie too, and she's actually does really well in these challenges as well. So can't count her out either.
But they said that D was like the best threat to win during the episode. So people, for whatever reason, people think D is more of a threat than Julie, even though those two are like interlocked.
To the toes.
Uh, yeah. Listen, Austin with two idols, like I said, you were saying that's a big advantage. He plays this right. Like this guy can protect his crew and his numbers. I mean, the threat of it. I mean, everyone knows it. Like they know he has it. Like it's like almost the threat of using it right now is a power before he even has to.
They know he has one, right? So that's what he said. He actually gave one to Julie.
Yeah.
He left to protect her because when they split into threes, right? That was a big deal. They were strategizing how to split into threes, and he gave her one, and just in case, like she was going to lose be a 2-1 vote, so she had one.
That dividing the third of the tribes, Brett came from a letter that came to camp. So it got split between D, Drew, and Jake, Katura, Austin, Emily, Bruce, Julie, and Kendra. We find out that this is going to go into the immunity challenge. It's going to have 3 phases. The first threesome to lose the first round will lose their votes. The second threesome will be having their votes, but they won't win anything special. The winning tribe gets to go to Sanctuary, eat a chicken, and then the winning person from that gets to have immunity. Um, Overall, I thought it was an okay. I like the phases like this immunity challenge. I am just, I'll say, I don't want to be a downer. I've been positive. I do get sick of the random shuffle crap like
I hate
every
it.
week.
I hate
Like
it so
every
much.
week. Like I think this would have been cool if this didn't happen like the few weeks in a row. That's my only, it's like a micro criticism, but
No,
it's just
I'm with you. I was gonna say it. I was gonna say it. Like, can we just have it like where people are just going in the challenge and it's one free for all, like one for one? I don't know.
no, the answer is
Yeah.
no, Brian. The answer is no.
Yeah, we're never gonna get it. And like they're just I feel like they're just keep like upping the ante. It's like, oh well, if you're in the bottom three, you're gonna get your leg cut off, or you're gonna have to eat rat poison tomorrow. So like they like why can't we just have a regular thing? Like there's
Yeah.
nothing wrong like with the more people voting means there's more camp life and like people could like actually have a good blind side or something like that. So like we're taking away votes and it's just like I don't understand why we're doing that.
I
I'm
do like
tired of it.
sorry.
What'd you say,
Go
Brett?
ahead.
I guess Kyle's on the downside with that too. But I was gonna say, like, I like this a little bit, but
I figured you
I
would.
do like people having votes, but I do like when they split people randomly into like groups to compete or to vote a little bit, sometimes here and there. So
I just feel like they do it all the time now. I would be okay with it. Just don't take away the votes. That's like the tribal council is the most important thing. Like let the people
Right.
vote. Vote or die.
Yeah, that's my biggest problem with this. I don't care how you split people up in terms of winning the challenge, but like stop taking away people's vote because I think that takes away some of the esteem to the entire merge in general. Like merge is fun because you've got multiple tribes, especially in the way that we're playing Survivor in this new era, right? Like we're coming in with 3 different tribes. People have 3 different like social structures that are now coming together. And we have all these votes now on how is this going to go? Like, we don't know what's going to be what. But if a third of the people are not voting, then like you're not even really getting the benefits of the excitement of what the merge is supposed to be. So
Right.
was it a merge even? Like,
Yeah.
it,
Yeah.
yeah, it just takes away from some of it. And it's like we still are not seeing people actually play like the Survivor that we fell in love with. Like I'm tired of like these small voting groups, like 6. What is that?
Yeah,
Sucks.
the small votes
Just
again, like you guys
7,
are
we're gonna
saying,
keep
it
somebody,
small
yeah.
votes should be for towards the end of the game, right? And if you look back over the last like 3-4 weeks, we've had separate tribal councils, right? We've had people losing votes. It's just a little too much of a good thing is a bad thing, right? So like I like it, right? Like in Brian, you say we like it a few weeks in a row. They just got to spread it out a little better. So again, to me, it's not like high, like ruining it for me, but it is starting to be noticeable, right?
Yeah.
So I think they need to strike a better balance with that. Not the end of the world, but I think something to be looked into. That's Katura, Austin, and Emily losing their vote. What?
Sorry.
No, you're good.
I just had a thought. We need big Survivor. Like we need like more people, more tribes, and they're like all competing. Instead of like 3 tribes of 5, we need like freaking 6 tribes of 10. And just
50?
have them all.
6 tribes of 50?
Everyone wants to be on Survivor, bro. Just
Daily
Squid Game
Show?
Survivor.
100 people.
Squid Game Survivor, exactly.
Cast 100 people and just like whittle it down.
Yeah, like Squid Games, like the red light, green light.
Just like tribes go home. There's like 50 tribes, but a tribe goes home.
Whichever tribe loses the first challenge goes home, and now you're down to 4 tribes of 20. And
Dark bait.
They'd still find a way. Like they'd have 100 people on the show, and like only 10 people would vote.
Right. Only 10 people would vote, but 50 go home.
Out of the 100, how many are super fans?
Island versus Island, the Island versus Island season.
That'd be actually kind of sweet, actually.
Julie, Bruce, and Kendra were in the final competition. We got another Julie versus Bruce, the epic immunity challenge rivalry we never knew we were going to have 2 weeks in a row.
I had no idea.
As we've already mentioned in this episode, Bruce does win, but again, can't hate on Julie for her performance the last few.
Dude, she does well, man. She doesn't even break a sweat. Like for the beginning, she's doing really well, and then like she all amazing breaks. But
yeah,
you got to give both of them props, especially for like they haven't been eating. They're older, it's hot,
and
they're
beating out like everybody else.
Beating out like strapping lads.
Bruce is the first man to win this thing, whatever that is.
Third time they've done that, they said, in history. So shout out to Bruce, and again, older guy.
And Kendra was like turned into like a Spider-Man holding the subway car, like, or the subway train. She's like,
Kendra, oh my god, she was pulling back. She was Toby on the subway.
There was some discourse on Twitter about this, though. Like Jeff had said that Bruce was the first man to win this, but there was some people did some research, and apparently he was not. Apparently there was somebody else who has won this in the past.
Really
I'm not a Survivor historian. So I don't remember who they said. That's what they said. Someone else said that somebody else won this. I don't have the names.
It's all right.
Malcolm, Izzy, I'm picking a bunch of dudes that are like winners.
But I did
won a lot of challenges.
Somebody from Cal Rung or something, I think they were saying.
We'll look at
how do you say that?
Cal Rung?
Cal Rung, Cal something, KAOH.
Cal Rung was the season, I think, right? With Michelle winning.
Could have been. Apparently, a man won it that season? Question mark? Thank God you guys are editing. But yeah, but somebody had said
this is not getting cut.
This is not getting cut.
No,
not getting cut.
It's 12:30, man. I could go sleep.
The math problem.
There is somebody who won it. Apparently.
I do want to bring up for the lost vote that did have a chance at redemption. It was a math problem that had to equal 100. The numbers were spelled out. You had to get 3 plus signs and a minus sign. That's what Brett was alluding to in his intro. You said, what you got to know? 1:10, you said?
1 minute and 5 seconds. Basically,
and how long did they have?
I don't know.
I thought it was 3 minutes.
3 minutes?
They put the timer. It was 3 minutes? Okay.
I think it was 3.
So
Bonesaw, 3 minutes of playtime.
Basically, like whenever the puzzles of the challenge, when these kinds of puzzles come out, I'm like, I gotta pause the episode. I'm gonna take a screenshot. I'm gonna solve it, and I'm gonna figure out how long it takes me to solve it. This one I solved in 1 minute and in less than 5 seconds.
Did you unflip your hourglass and undo the slot that you had that whole setup, or you just like you open up the case and see the answers?
I don't have the piece of paper.
I'm joking.
I basically had a piece of paper and a pen, and I wrote down the combo, and then I hit the timer, and then I just went for it, and I got it on the first.
You should be like videoing yourself and make that a TikTok. That would have been funny.
I was going to, but I was in the bathroom.
So. No, like that. I like this. Like this was way easier because the numbers didn't scramble. Like if the number is scrambled, there's no way I would have
Oh,
done that.
yeah.
No
F
way.
that, dude. Are you nuts? No
Yeah,
way.
that
My
would have been
initial
really hard.
theory was just like big number minus big number plus the other numbers, and then I
You just
basically
gotta like figure out which ones they are. Yeah,
As
I was fine
far
with
as
that. I was fine with that.
we had Austin being the only one to solve it.
He's a liar.
So 2 lost votes. The beach life right before we go to tribal council is basically, will this be a vote out on Jake? Jake's name is mentioned a lot. It seems like the plan on the beach is Jake. Emily even says okay, but then Drew goes and talks to Emily and says, hey, this is going to be Kendra tonight. D, the main proponent of eliminating Kendra. Again, they've done well with the edit. They keep making us think that this is going to be slam dunk Drew. But we obviously see it go the other way, guys. I just
You mean
want to
Jake?
Jake, sorry, Drew talking about sending him home. So Jake is safe again this week. Jake, the target 2 weeks in a row, the edit making it look like it's going to be Jake, but then we get Kendra out. Bye bye, blindsided for 2 weeks in a row. She has no idea what's going on. I didn't think she was going to make it super far, much longer, but again, Jake has 9 lives. Brett, what did you think of the elimination? Then let's go around the horn.
I feel really bad for her that she got the meat sweats from breaking her vegetarian fast for 15 years just to get voted out anyways. So
Oh my God, that's
LOL.
so true.
Sorry. Pour one out for the chicken sheet. 8.
We shouldn't have to kill it. Remember they used to give you a chicken, you had to kill it yourself. You could either like get the eggs from it or you had to kill it. That's old survivor right there. Bring that shit back.
Bring that back.
They
She
would
wouldn't have done
never
it.
let them kill a chicken now.
Those are good times, man, because that was strife in the camp because like people would be like, I don't want to kill it. And they're like, I'm hungry, I want to kill it. And I was like, that's TV right there. This is Survivor.
I like that. I do like that.
I do like
Kyle,
that
what
too.
did you think about the departure of Kendra?
It still happened a little too soon for me. I thought that Kendra was actually going to go a little bit further into this. She was kind of giving me like a Carolyn vibe. Like she was
I
kind of
love
like
Carolyn.
a little bit longer for this world. But I will say that, like, she was always she was regularly blindsided by these tribals. I feel like that face that she gave tonight was like kind of a staple of these tribals. She always had like, like always like looking like very shocked that
Yeah.
this was going on. It's like, Kendra, like you're never on the right side of any of these. It's like, as much as I like her, it's like, oh gosh, and it's like I don't know what side of this she's on. So like,
That was very funny.
yeah, it doesn't surprise me that she went out this soon, but I'm disappointed too because I liked her. I was very, very much endeared towards her.
One on blue is.
Brian, what did you think of Kendra and the departure?
I mean, if Bruce keeps winning, it's going to keep messing up their plan. So like that's just what's happened 2 weeks in a row. So I'm pro anarchy, so I hope he keeps winning because I love these people being all upset in the I love seeing it, man. I love it.
He is screwing
I
all their
love
games
that.
up.
I love when people like, yeah, because I don't really care who wins, honestly. Like I just want to see a good show, and when people are just like Bruce sucks, he sucks, and then he just keeps winning, and people they like get sent home, makes me very happy.
It's starting to make me like Bruce.
Good.
This is interesting because I think the blue tribe has fallen to crap. They've been crap the whole time. Katura, her only confessionals are about Bruce. So does that mean Bruce makes it further than her and makes it to the end or something? I mean, Kelly was talking about everybody was talking about Bruce. Kendra, I assume she was going to leave. Jake, he's probably going to leave soon. But I think too with Kelly, when they talked about Kelly at Tribal, it almost felt like she was attending her own funeral.
Yeah, why are they talking about her so much? I'd be annoyed if I was her.
She was wearing black. She was like holding Caleb's hand. She was like, "I'm so sad. I got voted out." When they were talking,
Probably pissed.
Yeah, she thought she was gonna win. She legit, like she was. You could tell she thought she was gonna like get to the end. Like she
yeah,
was
even
very
a jury. Yeah, she was like,
She
"I
thought
was
she had this
doing
unlocked.
this."
What'd you say, Kyle?
I said she definitely thought she had this on lock. Like she really did.
She was very
thing.
confident, and she was playing well, but it just ricochet shot.
It's all Bruce, baby. He's messing everything up.
He's radioactive.
Because you get targeted if you're a good player. So you got
That's true.
Sword of Damocles.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think that's it for Survivor this week. I'll check our next review will be also with Kyle featuring The Amazing Race, season 35, episode 9. Kyle, where can people find you for the Strat Chat Pod? What are you guys covering?
We are doing Big Brother Australia. We're also doing Survivor on Mondays, and we're doing the challenge as well. So yeah, come find us at Strat Chat Pod, everywhere where you like to receive your podcasts. Yeah.
Check them out on TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, obviously. And
Mhm.
Kyle, love having you on CBS Wednesdays. We got
Yeah,
Squid
love being
Games,
here.
guys, premiered today. We're going to try to get that out probably this foursome, hopefully over the
Where you
next
at?
like, day or two.
I
What?
saw the first two. I saw the first two episodes
I
today.
didn't watch it yet. I haven't even seen anything yet. So I'm going to
I
probably
can't
watch in the
wait. I
car.
can't wait.
Thanksgiving night type thing and in the Friday morning. So we'll try to get that out to you guys. Like I said, hopefully looks over the weekend early, and we'll cover it over the next 3 weeks. So like and subscribe here, notification bell here and on TikTok, and you'll catch all our coverage. But for myself, Brian, Brett, Kyle, everyone at the Reality Guys, thank you so much for watching. Peace.